is day 1116, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. I'd like to sponsor Kamishirma, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please come me directly. Very greatly appreciated. They're doing your there, Simon Kufay, which will be in for a while. Chaf Aleph to Chaf Zayin. Be'irui. Chaf Aleph. Be'irui. I'm pouring. Banik Shemara wrote that also when you pour forbidden sauce, Mikli Rishon from a Kli Rishon Shiat Lesbo, which is at temperature Biat Lesbo, Amachol Heter Tzonen, on a permitted food which is cold. Rav Samach Lokas. Great. There's a dispute. Yeshim, some say the Irik Klisheni, the flow is like a Klisheni, Shaikaimon Tato Gavar, because we hold that the whatever is the lower substance is the determines the status of the flow. Since the lower substance is cold, it does not absorb. Some say it does absorb. That seems to be explicit in his Zvachim. The cross that halacha kenu. That is halacha. That the flow forbids klei klipa. It's also true by tato gavar. We shall see. In this respect, irui is more severe than klisheni. Nevertheless, nevertheless, it's not like a klirishon. Shafil nafal tzonein letocha osa kula k'moshi's bar, where even if something cold fell into it, it becomes completely usher. We shall see. The tato gavar. The bisham came at shecham lamata there, where it's hot below. Yesh lekoach chazak. It has a very strong force. Lavliya b'davar shnavatocha in the thing into which it fell. Mavliya b'kulan, and it absorbs in its entirety. Shchol davashu al makomo. Anything which is in its place. It's stationary. Yesh lekoach chazak. It's a strong force. Abiyuri, but in pouring shacham lamala, that the heat is on top. Atzon lamata, and the cold below. Ein lekoach lavliya yos make a klipa. It cannot be affect absorption of more than klipa. V'chein ikoladina. This is the primary halacha. For Rabbi Yehuda even Samches Sivchavav Ayin Sham Odvarim B'Yam Risham B'Siyat Yishmael V'chein Mashadas Shach V'Ayin Mashadas Sivchavtas. Okay, call base. Call Mashabiyan Abdina Klishon B'Klisheni. Everything which explains Klishon Klishon ain't Klishon Klisheni ain't a fresh bench Nova Tocho Davar Cham or Davar Kar. Doesn't make a difference if something hot or something cold fell into the Klishon Klisheni. I feel Machal Kar, even a cold food Shenova Toch Rotav Cham, which fell into a hot sauce Shayat Soesbo. Temperature of Yad Soesbo would be Kli Rishon, and it's in a Kli Rishon. Oser Machal Hakar Shenof Abo. It forbids the cold food into which it fell. But it's Kulo, and it completely forbids it. Well, meaning we don't say the Adra Bakari Kararenu. We don't say that the cold will cool it off. Because we still hold that the lower substance overcomes the upper substance and vanquishes it. Something which is in its place, Chazak Yoser, more powerful, so which comes and enters into it. If a prohibited substance which is hot falls into a permitted substance which is hot in a klibishon, or even a cold prohibited substance into a hot permitted substance. Everything is forbidden. That which is below overcomes that was on top, and it heats it up until it emits into the lower substance. We don't say came to the top gavar. We don't say that since the thing on the bottom is overwhelming. Well, that tatar is heter. Well, Issa, why is it not overcome the Issa? They ain't Issa about the Shaichlin and Zeh. Issa are not relevant to this point. The overwhelming has to do with cold and hot. Hot and cold. Certainly, if a heter which is cold fell into an isser which is hot, that causes everything is also. But if it's the other way around, that which is falling in is hot, and that which is below is cold. And also klipa, as we just saw, only also klipa. I feel who are also even if the top substance which is hot is the usher substance. But tam shos klipa. The reason why also klipa come vor b'psachim is explained in Masechus Psachim Daf Ayin Vav Manav. I've got that Tachlon Gover Makaro, even though the lower substance is overwhelms and cools down the higher substance. Nevertheless, add the makara until it cools it down. As enough time elapses for it to compel an absorption of the klipa. This is true when both things are liquid. Rotev, also the rotev shel heter, such as when also sauce fell into heter sauce. However, the opposite, or davagushin of a rotev, or something solid fell into the sauce. A rotev shel gavagush, or a sauce fell on a solid. But later on, Sif Lamed will see that two solids have different halachas. All these other things, also by basapod, when milk falls on meat, or vice versa. We also gavar, whatever low vanquishes whatever on top. We ask great questions on this. As to when they are equivalent in volume. I love the top and the bottom. But there's much more stuff in the upper substance and lower substance. Lo shaykh v'zeh tato gavar. Move on. Obviously, it's not relevant to say tato gavar in that case. Ayin sham. Chav gimel v'aldin said the tato gavar, and this halacha that whatever's below is vanquishes whatever's on top. Because Rabbeinu Ramah, but if you give us Shona, Ramah writes v'chosel l'mayre el b'chom kli rishon. So I'll tell you about the heat of a kli rishon. Kol miyad shemesi v'neish. Such as when you move from the fire, you put it together with the heter. But it's any cliche. So then you put the heter next to it, or a love, or on it. Ain't also cloud, doesn't answer at all. Cliche ain't also Kamoshi's bar. Cliche doesn't answer, as we have explained. To say put them one next to each other. They both have the heat of kli rishon. Then hakol also everything is also. When it's cold, that which is permitted requires a klipa, a place where it touched the iser. Iser shenicho b'kli heter. If you have prohibited substance, you put into a permitted vessel, or hefech, permitted substance into a forbidden vessel. It also applies to togavar. It's just like two pieces. If you cut meat with a milchik knife, also the roast miklish yesh shuman kasher. No, that's no. So look there. Period. Also, roast miklish yesh shuman kasher, not allowed to pour from a vessel which has kosher fat. Linear dolake to a burning candle yesh chelev or shuman asur, in which there is chelev or fat which is prohibited. But if he did it, there's no issue. All this is quote from the Ramah. Udvar tzichin beer, says Arukh HaShulchan. What he says requires an explanation. The Micah Mashlan, Vayirak B'chom Kli Rishon. What are you telling us? I'm only talking about Kli Rishon. We already know this. It's also different from the continuation once he writes. He writes, Menicho ima heter, they put it with the heter. They put the heter by it, or love, or on it. You put next to each other, etc. Let's just applies by two solids. But previously we talked about something which fell into a liquid. You need varim kushim in the comments he done, and the halacha of solids is later on in the Shulchan Aruch Dal. Which because how Rabbeinu says it's Shulchan, like Rabbeinu right? Rabbeinu says right explicitly. But mad varim, what are we talking about here? When it fell into a dish, a cooked dish. Sharota, because it's sauce. My shaiti the word gushim l'kamasif gimel. How did gushim solids get into here? Siv gimel. Comes out. One question is answered with the other one. V'yishmel zedin chadash. And Rama is teaching us a new halacha. Moshe Varab Siyat Yishma, as we shall explain now. The comedy is bar later on. We'll see. Laman Av. Two boiling solids which touch each other. Time to tell Klipa is not enough, but K'day Natila is sufficient. But that's if it's lean meat. If it's fatty meat. Then the taste diffuses throughout all of it. Like by cooking, but Shishim needs 60. Food come on. And later, Ramah later writes, we don't know to distinguish between what's considered to be lean, what's considered to be fat. Therefore, no matter what the situation, sorry, she should be 60, as we shall see. Says he said, writes in this case is a loch of tato gavar being bedover shame nafal tzoni achab. If you have something fatty and the cold fell on the hot, also kulo, since it's mefapea, it diffuses. It also kulo answers the entire thing, and shishim is in 60. Ayin chum. According to Ramah, it's also true by kochel, also by lean, because you know that differentiate. V'nei lapoiskim this v'lei davar gush and a fresh kli rishon kli sheni. Correct, but it's that by davar solid. There's no distinction between kli rishon kli sheni much time chav as we saw earlier. Mela so follows the kli sheni chomer davar gush the davar tzol. That in a kli sheni a davar gush is more severe. Solid is more severe than a liquid. Rabbeinu Ramah lo sphere leidin zeh. The Gemurim Bidvar Leil Simon says Simon Saidas Yif Zayin Baron Zeh Shom Sif Lamed Beis Ayin Shom. Okay, he doesn't hold that a Dover Gush is more severe than the liquid in a Klisheni. Me'adei left over Zeh Sif Vav. We should have written this in Sif Vav. El Mishum the dark because the Ramah is terse. Sif Vav Lo Yitzkak Kla Klishon Klisheni. And Sif Vav it doesn't say Klishon Klisheni at all. Shammai would say it's an H there. It's talking about roast by a fire. Lo Shai was a Klishon Klisheni. Where Klishon Klisheni are not relevant. And that would have been too extended the Sif too long. That's he juxtaposed it to Sif Gimel. We're talking about Tatoy and Ilah. What it's really kind of Chadash is a Kula. That even though a Dover Gush is a Dover Gush, it's Mutter B'Kli Sheni. Let's see me das Chokim to reject those who disagree. As we wrote previously. Chaf hey. This is we have to understand what he's saying. Also about where the heat is the heat of Klarishon. Klamar. Called in Tato Gavar. The entire loch of Tato Gavar. Yemash is bar mikorim davar tzol. Both what we learned previously in something which is liquid. Bemash is bar chag davar gush. And both actually we learned subsequently in the solid. Lomai el b'chom Klarishon. So he talked about in the heat of Klarishon. Mal Klarishon the davar gush. What is the Kli Rishon in the case of a solid? Bishlam Dover Tzol. And send something which is liquid. Mikre Kli Rishon HaKadeo Shemalis Bashla. The Kli Rishon is the vessel which was cooked. Lachash Yumesh, after they took the vessel out the fire, it's still called Kli Rishon. So he says, I'll tell you what Kli Rishon is by solid. When you take out the food, you put it together with heter one on the other. Or one next to the other. Whether on the table, or the vessel. We don't say kara. We don't say that since the vessel is cold, lebedina klisheni. That ought to be klisheni. So down. Maybe when you move it from the fire, do takeoff achamimus, which is at the height of its heat. Yischamagam akeli. The keli also gets heated up. Bedina klishon becomes like a klishon. That's in the brackets. So can't take the marmiyat. That's what I'm specified as beyond immediately. Yimachar zman happens after time has elapsed. Avshadan yad soleres, even though it's still temperature yad soleres. Come dina klisheni. Nevertheless, it's like that log klisheni kshenosa when it's already in the keli. Shakli mikara that the keli cools it off. Chavav zesh cause of avin inkfire when not klisheni. If it's that which Rama writes, if it's already in a klisheni, chakam miniach heter, it's when they put the heter by it for kumle. Omekam and really kenu. The depth of what he means to say, I think, is like this. In a solid which is roasted on the fire. It's not relevant to speak about klishon klisheni like we'd say by a cooked dish. Don't judge it like a cooked dish. So then even a Kli Rishon, which we put in as solid, should be like a cliche to show you the phonos Mekare Mosa. The walls cool it down. So you have to say, like we said, the Kema Sheminicham Yabas Yomination is put there immediately. Once you take it off the fire, the Schama Gamakeli, it also fires, heats up the vessel. In can afi manicha mikli to kli. So even if you then move from one kli to another kli, if it's immediate, Kamashendina Karishan come on, then this kli also has the status of kli rishon. But further, the locain, if that's not the case, shemisira when you move from the fire on the table, take nosa kli and immediately put in a vessel. The done kli sheni, we judge like kli sheni. That shulchan have a kli rishon. The table is for kli rishon. V'achli have a kli sheni, and the vessel is the kli sheni. Not like would that would not be like l'rama. By kum kli rishon. So it must be that everything which holds this davar gush is like a kli rishon. So to get a kli sheni was that eno elek sheshoa ez's man. So the definition of kli sheni by a davar gush is only after time has elapsed. About kli in the vessel or shul on the table actually tavor chamimus hadol shalish. So the great heat of the fire passes. Chakon knows the keli. Then he put the keli zel kli sheni. That's a kli sheni. Teshma avin kvar munach be kli sheni. We said that the davar gush is already kli sheni. Have a kohen is like saying avin kvar munach v'nosna be kli sheni. If it already been sitting there and then he put it into kli sheni. Kamalas kosh kosavi. So Ramah is saying, yeah, it's kind of a chumra and a kula. He's saying if the davar gush is very hot, it doesn't matter what keli it is, rishon sheni. If the davar gush is already managed to cool down, then it's even in the kli sheni, it has the status of kli sheni, despite the fact that it's a davar gush. And then he wrote v'minicham zayt. So say put them one next to the other. Klomar meaning there's no upper, no lower, no lower, no upper. Adino come over loy, and the therefore is like it's the up. It's like the upper. The emerald soni, if one of them is cold, die beklip. It's enough to peel. The game of Nachim Zebed Tatzes is connected, sitting next to each other. Ain't a dochkim zed said. There's no pressure involved. New variable, the pressure. That it should repeat it up on its entirety. But die beklipa. Every klipa suffices. Im kozeh, Yishtem Cham, nevertheless, they're both hot. Abishen kan dachak, even though there's no pressure here. And everything is, nevertheless, everything is also. Tadei chamimu shneim olech, shneim, by the heat of the two of them, the absorption spreads throughout. So to meat and cheese touch each other. And one is cold and one is hot. You have to peel both of them. Some say when you have Isser and Het sitting next to each other, and the Isser is hot from Kli Rishon. Sheheter Aser Kulo. That is completely Aser. That's the Yom Shlema, and the Ramah obviously argues, and the Arukh HaShulchan says Ikadas Rabbeinu Ramah came in She'en Kan Duchka because there's no pressure, therefore it only asks Kedei Klipa or Kedei Natila, as he said before. I think that brings us to the end of today. Yes.